Hello and welcome to Friday Nights with TCF, presented by The Loop Sports. I am Zach Lilia, and you can follow me at ZLilia TCF.
I'm Boomy. You can follow me at Boomy TCF. Make sure to follow the main page at typical_Chicago and follow The Loop Sports at The Loop_sports. Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody.
It is November 23rd, 2018. The Chicago Bears are 8-3, first place in the division. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
What an ugly-ass football game yesterday.
It was ugly, very ugly. I mean, that's what happens when you have the quickest turnaround in NFL history.
I don't think that's accurate. I'm pretty sure they play. I'm pretty sure they play Thanksgiving at 11:30 a.m. every single year.
But not always. No, they don't always play Sunday night 7:30.
I'm pretty sure that's not the first time that's ever happened.
It literally was a fact. A fact that it was the quickest turnaround.
I'm pretty
Unless
sure.
I was lied to by all of media, ESPN.
Oh yeah, that's right. Media's never been wrong about anything. You're right.
No, I don't think that would be. You would think they would say that's a wrong fact.
No,
at some point.
Are you kidding? CNN's going to say they report fake news. Fox News is going to
come
out and
I didn't hear it on either CNN or Fox News.
Well, I'm just saying, no one's going to come out and say. But no, it was a good win. I mean, the Bears. It was kind of scary to think that you were going to see Chase Daniel and Matthew Stafford go at it. So it would have been. That's why it was ugly.
Let's get to the fact of maybe Chase Daniels was a little running a little too
Some
much
Bears
for
fan
my
you are. His name's not even Daniels. It's Daniel. There's no.
Oh,
S
whatever. I don't care.
Come on.
He almost. We almost had to put in. Who was the backup?
Cody Parkey.
No, they actually had a guy that was a backup. He's off.
David Fales.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I have no idea who it was.
Matt Barkley.
No, it was somebody random. You wouldn't know he knows him. But that's the fact that it was so scary that he had 1 second there, he looked like he got up limping. And I was like, maybe we should not run with him. But Nagy did say that there was I think it was a 5-on-2 or 5-on-3 for their offense to defense. And Chase Daniels got 8 yards. Got 8 yards out of it. And he said it should have gone for 60. I don't think he could run 60
Chase
yards.
Daniel couldn't run 60 yards.
I don't think he could.
It was
kind
of like I was watching the game yesterday, and someone that I was watching the game with was like, "I really need LeGarrette Blount to rip off 25 yards here." I'm like, I will bet money right now that LeGarrette Blount cannot run 25 yards without stopping right now.
Maybe you're right, but he is. They had a pretty good running game yesterday, but like I said, the defense was a little tired, but big. I would say biggest win of the year, which you can keep. I'm just gonna keep saying.
Haven't heard that before,
but it was. I mean, to go 3-0 in these division games, it's a good feeling. And I have a week and a half off. Hopefully, Trubisky is resting his shoulder, and it will be good.
Well, speaking of that, let's talk about the fact that your franchise quarterback does not know how to slide.
It was a bad slide.
It was a terrible slide. Everybody on Twitter is blowing up Harrison Smith for being dirty. That was a bad slide. That is a play that you expect defensive backs to try and go for. I mean, if they're not going to commit to go to the ground,
yes, we will have to learn to slide maybe a little better. But I like the fact that because you just saw what Trubisky really brings to the game. If you watched the game yesterday. Daniel could not do that. He could not. I mean, it was just there was not there.
That game would have been a 40-point game if Mitch's legs were in the game. And you could see there was so much hesitation at times where Daniel was looking to maybe move out of the pocket, knew he couldn't for the fact that he's not Mitch and he can't get out and go. I do like that Nagy had the balls to come out and run a 40-yard bomb on the second play of the game. That was something I was not.
That's what he can do. He can air it out a little bit.
But his accuracy is shit. I mean, you could throw it that far. It doesn't mean it's going to hit anybody.
And I don't think he really practiced at all. Don't really think he was throwing.
I mean, he would have
had
maybe Tuesday.
They said that he really did not throw at all.
It
would be nice to maybe. I mean, and you could see that he knew the offense. Which was one of Ryan Pace is a little underrated, I think, in some of these signings. I mean, that's a great signing. Anyone else, I would have been a little bit worried, but he knows the offense. I don't know.
I don't know if
I guess I'm looking a little too much into it.
You can't look at that as necessarily Matt Nagy is a genius because that. Actually, coaches do that a lot. They'll bring in backups or guys that have played under their system. So I think he's kind of following.
Maybe I should say it was
there, but that makes sense. I mean, the guy knows what
it was
Matt
the right
Nagy
move. And a few years ago, we would not said that he was making the right moves.
Right. No, I agree. It was they did the right thing. They had the right game plan, and luckily for them, the Lions just.
And how about Eddie Jackson?
That guy just puts himself in the right place at the right time. I mean, what is it, 5 pick sixes?
He is now tied with, I think, Troy Polamalu.
Yeah.
For most, I mean, he's doing some crazy stats right now.
I mean,
he's just in the right place at the right time. But I mean, either way,
I think he's picking. I think what is really proving here, and I don't know if this is factually based or not. It seems to me that he might be watching and reading film, like, to the T's, because he is noticing plays that are coming and he just puts himself in the right position. And I mean, he's not by any means like the best,
like yesterday,
the best defensive
beautiful.
Back as far as like tackling and you know, like wrapping up and things like that. But like the guy just does what he needs to put himself in positions to get takeaways.
And he can just read the quarterback well. I mean, yesterday was just a Matthew Stafford throw.
Yeah.
A beautiful Matthew Stafford throw right to him.
That was very typical Matthew Stafford.
I was getting at that point I was a little worried. The offense just kind of seemed like they were stalling at that point. But it is tough. I mean, you play a team twice in 12 days, you lose your starting quarterback, and they already know you pretty well. So
yeah. I mean, it's tough. I mean, especially to go on the road in Detroit on Thanksgiving.
Next Sunday, we play a week from Sunday, we play the Giants,
who have been playing better lately. I think they're under the realization that Eli Manning is not. He's just a shell of his former self. But they're involving the guys they need to, like Saquon and OBJ and things like that. But I think that might look like it's going to be a blowout. That could be a tough game if they can't keep Saquon Barkley and OBJ contained. That'll be tough. Yeah, I don't know. Like you say, quickest turnaround in NFL history, yada, yada, yada. But like, let's be factually honest about this. Like you do have to look, and I know that we've damn near conceded that the Bears are probably going to win this division. Now, looking to the playoffs.
I like that a lot.
I'm just a logical person. I know that's something completely new to you. It's something you should try sometime. But being the lot, we know. Typical Bears fan. But looking towards the playoff, does it worry you a little bit? Because I think, we made a good point earlier. The Bears have had a pretty weak schedule throughout the year. And obviously we've talked earlier that, yes, the Bears, Vikings, and Packers all play the same teams. But if you look at a lot of those games, the Bears get to play at home. The Packers and Vikings have to go on the road. I think it's a big deal. I think that when you look at it for a team that you think is maybe good enough to get to an NFC championship or a Super Bowl, that lack of road experience can come back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah, maybe. But at this point, if you make the playoffs, anything can happen. With the defense that they have, they can win the game. But
they showed yesterday that they're even against a shitty Detroit team against Matthew Stafford.
I'm not going to compare it to a game that they played Sunday night and then they played Thursday. That defense was tired. I mean,
But then you also add in the playoff atmosphere. I know it's not going to be as quick of a turnaround, but like also you're talking about a bunch of guys who have never played a playoff game before. I mean, that's more to think about.
Football is my point. I mean,
I personally think, and you're not going to like this, I think the Bears are going to go into the playoffs and they're going to get knocked out in the first round. They have no experience. They haven't played anybody tough on the road. If they get a home field advantage, they might. But as of right now, they're sitting on the outside looking in. They'll get to.
They are not looking. You mean from the?
Well, they'll get to host the first round game, and then when the next round, they'll have to travel. And the lack of experience on the road against good teams. I mean, you even saw when they went on the road against bad teams. Look what happened in Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to, at some point, you're running away with this division. You have to at least look forward a little bit.
Yesterday was a pretty good win in a pretty
big environment. It was a big win, but
you kind of just glossed right over that, though.
I mean, it's a good win, but at the end of the day, it's a Detroit team that gave up on their season 3 weeks ago. So
they're still playing football, though. I mean, it's not like they just gave up on the game.
The best receiver is a guy who was on their practice roster 2 years ago.
Okay.
I mean, yes, it's a good win on the road on Thanksgiving, but at the end of the day, I mean,
that's a pretty tough. I mean, you still got the fact there in the turnaround. That's like some mental. I mean,
the Detroit Lions had the same turnaround. And they're a shittier team. So the Bears should win that game. It's not like the Lions were coming off of a 10-day bye. The Lions had the same turnaround, and the Bears won because they have a better team.
Yes.
And it should have been, and I know Chase Daniel being in makes a big difference.
Makes a big difference, yes.
It should have been more than a 7-point win. and going on the road and letting – but even you get into the playoffs and you let a team like the Giants stick around, what's going to happen when you have a team like the Saints or the Rams?
Yeah.
You're in trouble. I mean, it's got to be worrisome at some point because the schedule has not done the Bears any favors.
It actually has.
Well, to get to their winning record, yes. But as far as preparing them for the playoffs, no, it hasn't. It's done the opposite.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, just making the playoffs is like you said, you get knocked out of the first round. I mean, that would suck, but that'd be cool that they made the playoffs, and I'm happy that that'd be the way that they're definitely trending up is what I'm happy about. Yeah,
right.
Maybe they lose on the road or something like that. That'd be a good experience. This team is going to be around for a while. This group is going to be around for a while. So, I mean, yeah, it sucks. Maybe I'm not mad that they didn't have any tough road games. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I wish we had a bunch of tough road games. But, I mean, the experience is experience. We lose a tough game on the road in the playoffs. It's experience.
Okay. I mean, that's I'm
not conceding that they're going to lose. I'm just saying.
No. I totally see where you're coming. It's just you as a Cubs fan should know when you start looking at the playoffs, like, you have to start looking at your team and realizing where the weaknesses are. And I think that that's one. And I don't know how you necessarily fix that between now and then.
I think it's just a team that shows up on that Sunday or Saturday.
Right. And I mean, at
this point in the season, you can't look forward and be like, oh, we got to work on that. I mean, you just got to win the games and get there. You're not going to think about the road games. You want to try and they're in a spot where maybe they could slip into a little home field advantage if they go on a little run at the end.
I mean, if the way things sit right now, they're the 3 seeds, so they would host the wild card winner. No. Yeah, that's right. I don't know. I don't really remember what the NFL playoff does. I still have the baseball playoff burned into my head. But no, it's just to me, I think, we had made a good point in the group text earlier, that as a Packers fan.
My dad asked Chance when the last time the Packers beat anyone.
Jeez, that's tough. When was the last time the Bears won a Super Bowl? Not in your lifetime.
Oh, I hate that argument.
Well, it's true.
I get it. That's fine.
It's true. I believe our last win, we beat the Dolphins.
Since 1985, I've won one.
You were not alive for the next 10 years.
That's fine. I know. I get that. So how old were you in the Packers won the first one?
I was 7.
7, okay.
And then I was 20 when they won their second one.
Okay.
So, and yes, their last win was at home.
Thank you. That's a good call, Jared. It's a good call.
1 and 2 seeds get by. 3 and 4 have the 5 and 6 seeds in round 1. Thanks, Pigoy. I forgot about that, buddy. Yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to poo-poo all over everything, but at the same time, like you obviously are expecting them to win a division. There comes a point where you have to start looking at, does this team have real possibilities of making a run at something worth meaning?
And the first step is to make there, and then we'll figure it out when we get there.
All right.
So how about
and for Uncle Dave, just so you know, our last win was at home against the Dolphins, who beat the Bears, and we beat them by 14, I believe. So
that's fine.
Just a little fact check.
Good for you. So let's talk about the Vikings-Packers game.
Yeah, the Vikings are a 3-point favorite, I believe.
Yes.
That game is in Green Bay. It is in Minnesota. Green Bay, Minnesota. It might as well be the same place.
Yeah. It's not bear weather, but
yeah, it's much worse. We had this stupid argument because you think Chicago weather.
My dad said the same thing I've always said. They've had the best 2 quarterbacks in history to have 2 Super Bowls.
Still 2 more Super Bowls than you've seen.
That's fine. It's fine.
No, it's not fine though, because you shit on my team, and I go to shit on. Oh, it's fine. No, it's the same argument.
It's just you see 2. I've seen none. Okay.
That's all. I mean,
that's fine.
All right.
Let's move on to the game.
The Vikings Packers game. I mean, that's going to be a big one. I think the Packers are obviously not out of it. I think the Vikings have I want to say a half game lead on the Packers. And I mean, if you're going to look at this game and think for a second that Aaron Rodgers is just going to go away at the season, I might have gotten some hope drained from me for the season, but Aaron Rodgers is going to do everything in his power to get this team into a wild card. And kind of like you said, I mean, you get to the playoffs, and I definitely do not see this team. Best case scenario for the Packers, they sneak in as a wild card. There's no NFC championship this year. But in the past, I mean, I've seen Aaron Rodgers do this before. He's had seasons that, everyone thought was dead, even people like me that thought was dead, and he resurrected them and took them to an NFC championship game just 2 years ago. So
they do have the easiest schedule out
for the remainder of the season. Yeah. So I think this is this could be a big turning point for the Packers if they can pick this win up on the road, and then with having the strength of schedule going forward, like this is the way that you get yourself back into that wild card.
Yeah. And like I said, Kirk Cousins, primetime Kirk Cousins, not good.
No.
Not good.
Kirk Cousins looked like he was playing in his third NFL game night in Chicago.
It looked like you didn't know he couldn't run.
No, he is.
When he played the Bears, it looked like he had a few first downs that if he would just ran, he would have had them. But he just threw them and incomplete.
Yeah. There was one when we were watching it.
Very against it.
Yeah, we were watching it, and we're like, he literally had 15 yards in front of him, and he just danced around behind the line of scrimmage because he wanted to stay away from actually having to run the ball, where you feel like a lot of quarterbacks, I mean, even Rodgers, 34 years old, will bolt off on that. And you see young guys like Mitch, and even, other quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes is gone in that. I know that Kirk Cousins is not Patrick Mahomes, but even older guys, you'll see Drew Brees take off on a quick one if he has to. Aaron Rodgers, I think it's not fair to compare Kirk Cousins to Aaron Rodgers.
So we got a comment. Rodgers is a great quarterback, but when you have McCarthy losing games on bonehead decisions, number 12 can't do it all.
You're not wrong. That's absolutely not wrong. But at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers has saved some of Mike McCarthy's boneheaded decisions over the years. There's been multiple times where Aaron kind of takes things into his own hands. And I think when you're playing a team like Minnesota, who I think is down, who's having an off year, and Kirk Cousins isn't doing what they expected, that ability of Rodgers to be able to take the game into his own hands. And Mike McCarthy is in this weird spot where he kind of knows that his time is almost up. Yeah. And he kind of lets Aaron just do what he does. Taking him off the field on fourth down, he realizes that was probably stupid.
Yeah,
but there's been a lot of times, though, if you've been watching, there's been a lot of times where Aaron will kind of call the shots out there. And Mike McCarthy, and I think this is being a rivalry game, being the game that it means, as much as it does for the Packers seasons, you're going to see Aaron Rodgers step up and kind of take command of the offense, especially the play calling. And just kind of see where it goes.
Pigway says last time Rodgers played in Minnesota was when he broke his collarbone. He may want to beat the Vikings by 50.
Yeah, especially when Anthony Barr cheap shots him the way they do. So
seems like the Vikings are hurting all types of quarterbacks.
Hey, are we noticing this bond here that we have this bond over the cheap shot Vikings?
Yeah, cheap shot Vikings. That's a good. That should be a T-shirt. The cheap shot Vikings. That's actually a very good T-shirt. So the noon games. We got Patriots playing the Jets. It's a 10.5 point favorites.
Oh, you got a line on it? It wasn't. There's no line.
It's just on here.
Oh, okay. There was no line on my bookie.
Yeah.
No free ads.
Yeah. Raiders playing Baltimore, 10.5 point favorites. Ravens.
That one actually, I didn't bet that, but I think the Raiders might be able to sneak this one out because
you think so,
or at least a cover here, not a win. I'm not saying go bet the money line, but after that last win, I don't know. I don't know if
Jackson starting.
Yes,
again?
I believe so. I haven't heard a confirmation, but I think they're going to stick with Lamar. Yeah, can I have one?
And then we got the Eagles playing the Giants, which I think is more of an even game than you would think.
Yeah,
I think the Eagles kind of. I think
the Eagles are
what happened to
frauds.
Carson Wentz. I think you almost want to. Do you want to put Nick Foles back in there and see what happens, or do you
have to right now?
Did they put Wentz back because Nick Foles wasn't playing well, or was that just a switch because he came back?
I think it was a switch because he came back. Do you think that was it Drew Peterson? No, that's not it. What's her name? The coach's name? I want to say Scott. I wanted to say Scott Peterson, but I'm pretty sure he's the cop that killed his wife.
No, it's Doug Peterson.
Doug Peterson. Is he to the point now where he has to make this switch just to show that he's done everything possible?
I don't know what you're going to do because, they're on the way down. And I think the Cowboys are going to win Win the
division. Cowboys are going to win this division. If Alex Smith doesn't snap his ankle in half, then the Redskins are going to win it. And P going, ha, ha, ha. If it was a shirt, yeah, we're going to make it through our DM. Oh.
Yes. The cheap shot. I like that a lot.
Vikings.
49ers, Tampa Bay, awful game, I'd say. I think Tampa Bay have a real bad quarterback problem because they have two
quarterbacks.
Average quarterbacks. Average to low.
Average at
because
best quarterbacks, though.
Fitzpatrick can be pretty good.
At his best, though. But when he's on an average day, he is superiorly below that.
What I mean is you have a backup quarterback in Fitzpatrick, a lifetime backup quarterback, and a guy you thought was going to be your franchise, and they both can't do anything.
Right? No,
so you're pretty much screwed, and you're not going to be able to do anything with either of them. Because who wants Winston right now? Nobody.
You're stuck with him.
Maybe the Raiders. The Raiders would take that would be a Raiders move to like take Jameis Winston, be like, I'm going to groom him.
Just keep him out of a Publix market.
Yeah, we got Browns, Bengals. Bengals 3-point favorites at home to the Browns.
Yeah,
I actually Vegas is having for the Browns.
I almost jumped on that, but then I remembered how bad the Bengals were the last time I watched them.
I think I'm going to take the Browns money line there.
See, I don't know. I think this could be a rebound for the Bengals after they just got trounced at home by the Saints. They're going to be a little bit more ready for this, and obviously Cleveland doesn't have the firepower that New Orleans has.
No.
And I think Andy Dalton, he has his shortcomings, but at the end of the day, this is really going to depend, is A.J. Green going to play this week? Not only do I have him on my fantasy team, but if he plays this week, no one gives a shit. But that would give them a huge advantage in the passing game that I think it would be good enough or enough to carry them to a victory over the Browns. What else we got on Sunday?
Well, we have right now West Virginia, Oklahoma. If you're watching TV, turn that on because it's a shootout. It's gonna be really fun to watch, and we need West Virginia to just. We got +3. But we have the Panthers Seahawks.
That'll be a good game.
I think the Panthers kind of blew it last week.
They did, yeah.
And this would be a big turnaround win. And the Seahawks are average right now, but they are supposed to not be very good. They're supposed to be rebuilding, and I think they're in a position that they could easily slip into the playoffs.
And the Seahawks are coming off a 10 days rest. Remember, the last game was last Thursday, home against Green Bay. But these are two teams that are really fighting for the playoffs right now, especially for a wild card spot because obviously New Orleans is going to run away with the South and the Rams are running away with the West. But these are two teams that are in very, very similar contention. They might even have the same record right now. I'm not 100%, but it's very similar that they could be games away from each other in the wild card. So you're going to see a dogfight there. I think do you happen to know what the over is on that game?
It's 47.
That game could go over 47.
I would take it.
I can see that because that's going to be a shootout.
We got Jags, Bills. Don't watch this game unless you wait for our picks. I have a little special pick for that game. Cardinals, Chargers. I think the Chargers are going to they're 13-point favorites.
When have the Chargers covered anything this year?
I know. I would not take the -13, but that just means they're going to win.
Oh, yeah, they should. I mean, the Cardinals.
If you got a lot of money, put it on the money line.
Yeah, the Cardinals are bad.
I don't even know if they would give out a money line, honestly.
That might be like minus
you got
800.
Dolphins, Colts. I think the Colts they're 7.5-point favorites, which is a lot of points. But I would take the Colts.
Yeah,
they're
Colts
looking pretty good right now.
Well, but the problem is taking that.
T.Y. just calling his shot.
He really is.
He said no. He literally called his shot. He had 152 TDs right before the game.
He had 158 and 2 touches. But the thing that worries me there is Indy's playing well, but Indy's not covering well in their last couple.
Yeah.
So that 7.5 has, and that being said, they might have covered them, but they were like 2.5 or 3-point spreads. This one at 7.5 worries me because that's at Miami, isn't
51's over under. I feel like that's a very high number. I would maybe take
that game
under.
In Miami,
in Indianapolis.
Oh, see,
so that's tough. I feel like
but Jacksonville just went to Indianapolis and played to a 2-point game, and Jacksonville stinks.
Yeah. And then we got the Steelers, Denver, in Denver.
Denver's been masters at covering and not winning.
Steelers are 3-point favorites. I think that's a little wild. But and then there's Packers, Minnesota for the Sunday night, and then Tennessee, Houston for the Monday night. Want to get right into our picks?
Yep.
I think I'm winning. I don't know what
I forgot to put in last week's. I might have beat you last week.
That's doubtful.
But it's easy to win when all you do is pick your games before me and take all my picks.
That's insane. I go first.
I got the Giants. I did pick after him too, though. Even tonight, like usual. I've got the Giants plus 13.5 is what I got the line at. Is that what you saw as well?
Jo, we're gonna get to your question right after the picks because that's a good question.
Did you see that the Giants were plus 13? What did you see it at?
I see it at the Giants are plus 5.5.
Oh, I must be thinking about my next game.
Yeah,
plus 5.5. Like I said, Philly is in shambles right now. I don't think the Giants are going to win this game, but I think it's going to be a field goal game.
Yes. I have the Panthers,
which I had picked, but he had already picked. So
-3. So it's a good pick.
I thought they were the dog.
You might be right. The Panthers? No,
I had that backwards.
Yeah, now you're playing with my brain.
It's not that difficult, people. If you really want to try.
Also, a little side pick right here. I'm going to put it right here. The Bills, Jags, over 37. Take it. Put all your units on it because I think it's going to go way over.
The last time these two teams played, they scored 9 points.
It's going to be different. It's going to be a shootout. It's going to be a shootout.
In the playoffs last year in Buffalo, I think the score was 6-3.
It's going to be a shootout. Blake Bortles may have 10 touchdowns.
Blake Bortles stinks. Can you get off the Blake Bortles train? Because he's a shitty NFL quarterback.
He's going to have 10 touchdowns maybe. He's won me 2. He won me a fantasy football championship.
He stinks. I got the Cardinals plus 13.5. Like I said, the Chargers have not been covering, and they even lost a bad money line game last week against the Broncos.
Sad.
13.5 points is a lot of points for really good teams to cover, let alone average middle of the pack teams like the Chargers. That's why I'm taking the Cardinals. That's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points.
I just don't know if the Chargers have enough to – I mean, if they're going to win by 13, they're going to have to score 35 points, I think, and I don't think the Chargers are good enough to do that right now.
I took Denver over Steelers plus 3. Like you said, I think the Denver is like amazing at covering this year. And I think they're a little underrated, honestly.
Yeah.
And I think the Steelers are a little overrated. They barely beat the Jaguars. They had to come back. I just don't know. I'm not very impressed by the Steelers this year. Because you can say whatever you want about James Conner playing about as much or as good as Le'Veon Bell, but he is nowhere near the wide receiver.
No.
He's there's not that threat. And I think that's a big threat that Le'Veon brought.
I completely agree. I think the Denver Broncos, and like this is tough to say, like we talk about them staying in games and even winning some games they probably shouldn't. Denver is a good to above average quarterback away from being a really good football team.
Yeah, they are.
I think they've played 3 quarterbacks this year. I'm going to steal your can because this is my pick.
Yeah, I don't even want to touch that.
We both have it.
I had to pick it.
Plus 3.
I would actually like it too. Give us a little room, a little cushion in the division. Honestly,
yeah, that was weird for me on Sunday night. I almost had to cheer for the Bears because, the Vikings are more of a threat to the Packers getting in the playoffs than the Bears are. So
yeah. And
who
then
is your Monday night?
The Monday nighter, I have the Texans -6 at home versus the Titans.
Screw this. I'm going with you.
Not a big – thank you. I didn't really get why – but I'm going to keep the can over here. I just don't trust the Titans at all. I think the Texans are on a roll. Well, they won their last 5.
Yeah, I think so. Big Cat's pinkies on the –
yeah, that would be unreal. But, it's kind of – why not take I don't see anything that the Titans are doing well lately.
I mean they did beat the Patriots 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but the next week they just showed it was a fluke.
Yeah. They really showed the next week they showed the Patriots game.
Yeah. I mean the Patriots I took the Patriots money line that game.
I took a -6.
So. And I thought they had so many chances and it's just they blew it.
Let's get to J.O.'s question. He said the Bears and Saints in the NFC Championship. What are your thoughts on how it would play out? This is an easy question. The Saints would beat the Bears by 30 points.
We have a guy over here asking why the Rams aren't in it.
Well, we're just assuming that something horrific happened because the Bears aren't making it to the NFC Championship.
That's insane.
The Saints would rout the Bears.
The Saints are good.
The Saints are really good.
The Saints are really good. The Bears defense would have to win that game. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, because not only do the Saints have one of the best offenses,
they have very good defense.
They have a very good defense.
And as Matt Ryan. As mad as the guy to my right is going to be, I think the Rams have shown face on defense and like
they wouldn't beat the Rams either.
I'm not saying they're going to beat the Rams.
I don't think the Rams that the December game would indicate what they would do in the playoffs.
So you're looking. Yes.
I almost hope the Bears win that regular season game, and then they get matched up in the playoffs, and the Rams beat them by like 60.
That's a lot of points. Hopefully you have the over in that.
I will 100% have the over. No, Jo, that would be a slaughter fest. The Saints are
a wagon. I think I take Bears though. So.
You said I had a dumb take earlier.
You do have a lot of bad takes.
You have bad takes.
You have a lot
You
of bad
watch
takes.
the Saints just –
I think he is.
Matthew Stafford probably, unfortunately, will be in the Hall of Fame.
That was a wild – okay, as much as I'm on the Matthew Stafford, the might maybe will be kind of sort of could
He's
maybe.
more of a Hall of Famer than Kurt Warner.
That's a tough statement. I think Kurt Warner, all-around football Hall of Famer.
Typical Boomy. I'm just trying to stir the pot over here. So
yeah, you're pretty good at that.
I was hoping that our guest over here playing.
Charlie, what jersey you got on?
I've got a 1996 Michael Jordan All-Star Game jersey
with the black tee underneath.
With the black tee. 96 in Phoenix. I just got this in from China the other day. Just got my other new jersey from China. A little LeBron Lakers.
I will be wearing my Khalil Mack.
I'm going to do my best to get that thing stuck in customs.
No, because it's going to be cool. I'm
going to send emails saying that there's illegal things in
I don't
there.
like how you know how excited I'll be when I get it. You're being mean.
I know. I'm trying to push this off till the Bears lose in the playoffs.
No, I need it for the playoffs. I needed it. I'm going to wear it in Vegas.
Jo, send me $20 on Venmo. I'll have it sent to your house, cuz.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fire, honestly. But, okay, we got Bears defense would hold the Saints on 5.
What?
It'd be tough. But I mean,
you can't even agree
I think
with
they
that
could.
as a Bears fan. They're not.
If
the Bears are going to win the game against the Saints, they're going to have to
anything
score
underneath
60.
Look,
like the Bears are going to hold the Saints under 35. Dude, like, have you watched the Saints? Is that Jared Penman?
Yeah, we've watched them.
That's insane.
Watch the Bears.
That is the man. Hold the
I
Saints
off. We may need to have
what
a
are
light.
the Bears going to do with Alvin Kamara? Oh, they're going to stop him. Mark Ingram will run it right up their throat. Oh, good luck.
Thanks.
And then the wide receiver weapons,
Hicks.
come on.
We got Roquan Smith, Dane Trevathan,
Roquan Smith, and
Khalil Mack. Roquan Smith is a
Alvin
good player.
Kamara.
Fine. We got don't pretend like the Bears defense isn't really good.
They're good, but they're not good enough to beat the Saints.
We'll see.
They're not good enough to hold the Saints under 35 points.
What's your Venmo? He says.
I'll shoot you a text, big dog.
Big dog, he says. Do we want to move on to Blackhawks talk?
Yeah, let's do this quick because they stink. They're getting routed right now.
Are the Blackhawks?
Yeah, they were just down 4-2.
Did not see that.
Tampa Bay. My buddy Bobby there probably doesn't watch the show.
They've been like what I've been saying. They've been average.
No, they're below average.
They're about average and below average in a division that is very good.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
And it sucks because I do like this new coach because, I mean, I saw what he did last year going to the Ice Hogs games and stuff with the team that he had there. I'm hoping the guy can –
That's a tough transition.
Yeah, the AHL to the NHL. Unfortunately, it's going to take some time. But I just – man, right now playoffs are not looking good.
I don't even know if
always been a big dog.
What'd you say?
Big Z's bets on the line.
What is? Yeah, JOC's always been a big dog. I don't.
Yeah, that's a whole inside story, which is actually funny as hell. Maybe
I know. I was a little confused by it. I was like, I hope he.
Yeah, I will tell it when we bring Jo on.
But yeah, Hawks. It'd be a tough year to watch them.
Yeah,
I mean, you see the Tazes, you see the Canes out there, and you want it to happen because they're out there. But it's just they're kind of rebuilding in a weird spot right this second.
Yeah,
because exactly. you want those guys to succeed because they've been so good in their careers. But at this point, this year should just be I hope that you want to. I don't really know what NHL draft picks mean at all.
I mean,
are you trying? I mean, you want them, but
okay. So think
is there such thing as tanking?
Have you heard of the Matthews kid that plays for the Oilers?
Yes,
he was
Austin Matthews.
Yeah, he was the first overall pick, and he was in the NHL like 3 months later.
So yeah, I mean, I get that matters, but
5 months later,
I feel like NHL teams will never tank.
Yeah, it's a different kind of tank style.
I feel like it'd be like a hockey rule not to ever tank.
Yeah, it's a very hockey guy thing to not lose on purpose.
Those guys are always just wanting to go out there and just win.
Here's the way I look at it is, I mean, the defense, and we've said this from day one, and we write a lot of checks with our mouths that we just can't cash because we promised to watch a lot of Blackhawks games, and now they stink.
I did until Q got fired, and I got mad. I got mad.
I don't even care that he got fired, but I'm going to use that as my excuse.
I got mad. I'm like, this is
so it's just tough to watch. I mean, Christ, they gave up 4 goals in the first quarter today. Yeah. First quarter. I'm an idiot. They're called periods.
I think they're called.
You knew what I meant. It's been a long day. All right.
I honestly wasn't going to catch that. So
I know there's no way you were going to. But 4 goals in the first period is absolute trash. That's more on just the goalie. That's the defense in total.
Defense is just awful at the second.
But it's so hard because they're burying themselves early. Like they're giving up a lot of goals early in games. It's hard to watch an entire game.
And it sucks to see Corey Crawford's stats where they are, and you got to look at the attempts.
Yeah.
How many shots he's getting on goal.
I think tonight in the first period, I want to say the Blackhawks had given up something like 22 shots on goal, and they had only recorded 11. They almost got doubled up, if I'm not mistaken. So it's tough to watch right now. Hopefully they find a groove somewhere in the middle of the season and get some things going. If they can run off, pick up 10 points and, 15, something like that, then see where it goes from there.
And Bulls.
Also stink.
Okay, not very good.
But Lowry's looking. I saw a video of him working out today. There could be a possibility of him coming back here pretty soon. The shot looks good. He looks like he's ready to go. So we'll see what happens. I mean, you got him.
They're doing exactly what I want them
on the bench, and you have
Valentine's out.
Well, Valentine. Yeah. Okay. So you're right. So
they
have Lowry and Chris Dunn sitting on the bench that are going to come back. I mean.
And I think they're doing the right thing with marketing and making sure he's good. Mm-hmm. Don't rush him back. There's no reason to rush him back right now. You're not really in a spot where you want to rush him back.
Is Denzel a bust now?
I mean, he's out 6 to 8 months. I mean, it was like a loose ankle, pretty much.
His tendons in his ankle.
Yeah, like he easily sprains his ankle or whatever. So he had to have surgery on that. I mean, at this point, you kind of have to say because we kind of gave up a lot. Did we trade for that pick or no? That was That was the Dougie pick.
Yeah,
so we traded the 2 picks for the 1.
That's right. That's a great. John makes a good point. He says he's big on Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine
is the bright. Him and Wendell
he has
Carter.
A stupid name.
Yeah, good one. He spells it correctly too.
K is better. ZACK is much cooler.
But him and Wendell Carter Jr. are the bright spots on this team right now. And it's nice to see that the pick was a good pick.
I want to say,
and we said, our takes that are bad. Yeah. The Mo Bamba.
We don't speak that name in this.
Yeah, we were like Wendell Carter. Who?
Yeah, we were like, we wanted insert name of Texas 7-footer
guy who has the wingspan that's like 8 feet tall.
He does have a banger named after him though.
Yeah, he does actually.
That song's a hater.
I would just you could retire on that.
But he had nothing to do with the song.
I know, but I would just retire on that.
Just show up at parties.
Yeah, that's me.
No, but Zach LaVine has been so fun. I know at one point he was still
proving the money's worth it.
Yeah, oh yeah, he proved that when at one point he was the only player in the NBA to score 20 points in every single game to the season, and that was like 3 or 4 weeks into the season. I want to say. So I mean, he is. If they can keep him healthy and keep. I know this year's kind of a wash because of what's happening with all the injuries, but
it is a straight banger.
But if it wasn't for the injuries, where would this team be? That's an interesting thing to look at.
They'd probably be around 500 or so.
At least.
A little maybe over.
At least. I mean, they've played in so many close games. I mean, they lose at home to the Pacers on a buzzer beater. They play close game with the Nuggets.
They won last night. I don't know what they're doing right now.
Yeah, they got the Heat at home.
Are down. Well, yeah, they're down 17.
Oh, that's solid.
So
against a
that's
Heat
fine
team.
by me. Also, quick math by Zach.
Yeah, that's really. There's no way that is fast.
That's about as quick as it comes.
You made that.
My brain almost exploded there.
No, it was probably a very easy number. It was probably like 77 to 60, and you were able to do that. Like if it was like
it was 70 to 53. So.
Oh. So yeah. Well, that was a pretty round number.
I know that's. I mean, that's what I was. Yeah.
If it was like 54.
But they have 70 points with 5:35 left in the third. The Bulls are giving up so many points this year.
I mean,
their defense is awful. I don't know if Jabbar just doesn't want to play basketball. I don't really get what his deal is with the defense. Like, is he just super set on like not playing it?
I mean, Jabari even said.
I mean, that's the thing. Is he like? I said it. Now I have to just live it.
Yeah,
I have to live it.
I mean, he buys himself a little bit there, being like, okay, well, I told you I wasn't going to play any defense, so.
I was gonna say this: the Bulls 110% won that trade.
Which one?
The reason we have Zach LaVine.
Oh.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
He went there.
Yeah.
He did exactly what
Lowry, Markkanen, and Zach LaVine. That might be the biggest steal in recent
And then he went to Minnesota and did exactly what he was going to do if he stayed in Chicago.
Yeah.
He was going to force his way out. And so we got two players that we can like start building around. And they got Jimmy Butler, who they traded. Who did they even get for Jimmy Butler?
They got Robert Covington, who starts on their team.
So, yeah, I mean, actually, Robert Covington may be almost a better fit for Minnesota than Jimmy Butler was.
Oh, yeah.
You saw what happened. They won 2 straight after he left. Like, you could just tell he did not want to be there.
Right.
And that's what would have happened when he was
even if the Bulls would have only gotten one of those, even just for Lowry, it would have been a better trade for the simple fact that they got a guy that's going to contribute. Minnesota didn't get a guy that's going to contribute.
Yeah.
I mean, it's simple.
Sorry to be off topic, but bad picks. Markelle Fultz, he's not playing. His lawyer was saying that like he's not playing.
That's a weird situation.
With the whole thing.
Well, he's got a bad shoulder.
But like that just, I mean, that's a bad pick.
Yeah,
you wasted it. I mean, like with who you could have picked.
Yeah,
whose pick was that? Was it actually the Celtics pick? I'm pretty sure that was actually the Celtics pick that was like traded at some point.
I thought that was the 76ers. Who did they get that from? Maybe it was from the Knicks.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't remember. J.O. might be able to fill us in. He said the biggest.
But yeah, Bulls. Honestly,
steal, you got to read J.O.'s comment. That was pretty good. That one was highway robbery. When the Celtics traded.
Oh yeah, for like
Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and was it just those two?
Yeah, for like picks that like turned out to be amazing picks.
Yeah, that was a steal.
Because I mean, they were pretty much the last year or so in their career.
Oh yeah,
it was almost like a salute.
But that was
Celtics.
Literally Brooklyn going out and getting old guys to put asses in the seats, literally just because they had gotten.
It was a Celtics. Joe said.
Oh wow,
Thank you for fact checking me.
Yeah, that was.
But yeah, Bulls. Honestly, you hate to say it, you keep Lowry out almost as long as we can.
Yeah,
you want him to play, but you want him to play though.
You don't want him to lose a year, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you don't want him to sit out too long, but
you almost want him to play for like 3 quarters, and then let's just see if we can blow the game at the end.
Yeah, well, like I did the other night when they won. It's like I really hate to say this, but that sucks.
Jo asked a good question. If the Bulls get in the top 3, who would you like to see them draft? Obviously, I think Zion or RJ Barrett are I think 2 of the best players in college basketball. I'm not really sure outside of that. I've only watched a little bit. I shouldn't even say I have watched a lot of college basketball this week, but not really anybody that's going to go like top 5 in the NBA draft because there's a lot of right now.
If you want to see top 5, you just watch the whoever like Duke.
Yeah,
watch Duke.
Yeah, top 5. I think either of those guys would be a fit. Like Zion, I think he'd fit in at the 4 for the Bulls.
Yeah,
I'm not sure where RJ Barrett would fit if Zach LaVine's going to be around. But obviously, with a kid like that, you would be able to make it work. I don't know, really. There's got to be some other guys that I've seen, but I haven't really taken into thought right now. I haven't even looked at any possible draft boards.
It's got to be way too.
I actually usually look about Christmas time is when I start getting into some draft boards.
Well, Christmas Day is the first real day of the NBA season. You didn't know that, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about college, recruiting. I
know. I was just thinking about you say Christmas, like that's when like basketball starts to really get like cooking.
Yeah,
it's right around that time.
Yeah. What about the dude from Gonzaga? Yes, that kid was a freak. I was thinking about that. I knew I had watched the game the other day. That kid, the one that won the I cannot, maybe Jay will remember his name. But the kid who won the MVP of the Maui tournament is very, very talented.
That was the first Duke loss in the Maui tournament.
Yes, they've won 5 titles.
That is wild.
Yeah, they played really well. They made Duke slow some things down that they didn't like.
No points scored in the last, I would say, 120 of that game.
Yeah, that game was weird.
Gonzaga missed all their free throws.
Yeah,
and
they tried to give it away.
I mean, Duke had so many putbacks that just missed right around the basket.
But, like, that's what happens when you have guys like R.J. Barrett and you have guys like Zion. If they can just hang around the rim and keep getting tips, I mean, those guys are freaks.
I mean, Zion literally took just one big hop, and he was right there and just laid it right in.
Right. I mean, and obviously, like J.O. says about this kid from Gonzaga, yes, he is extremely good. He's extremely talented. But I'd like to see it play out throughout a year. Yeah. I think that obviously beating Duke and those guys.
Dominate his conference. That's what you have to do. You have to literally dominate. You have to be the best player.
But at the same time, Adam Morrison dominated his conference, and look how that turned out.
Yeah, but but in the moment, though, you thought he was the best player, and he got drafted like he was.
Oh yeah, I mean, he was a top 5 pick, wasn't he?
Yeah, he played for the Lakers for a little bit there.
Yeah. Duke played one-on-one ball and lost the game. They needed to gain more experience. You're 100% right, dude. I think it's interesting with teams like this. I mean, stupid people saying that the Duke would go out and beat an NBA team beat the Cavaliers is asinine. I know people think it's funny now when they ask, Oh,
sorry.
When people say, "Oh, could Alabama beat the Browns?" The answer is no. No college team is ever going to beat a professional team in any hypothetical question. So stop asking it. Duke just needs time to learn. If they can get over that
the Browns
hump,
now.
Oh yeah, but if Duke can get to know and play with each other. The way that Kentucky team that had like 5 guys go in the top 20, that team never learned to truly play together. If Duke can do that, they're going to be – I mean, you're going to see them walk into the tournament with 2 losses.
Breaking news, Adam Morrison has 2 rings.
Yeah, he was on those Lakers teams, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
He literally didn't see the floor in the playoffs, I'm pretty sure, either of those years.
Hey, who cares?
And doesn't he have a bunker or something? Wasn't there?
They don't put your stats on the ring. They just put your name in that you are.
Well, you gotta love even Brian Scalabrine. Remember when he won?
He's like, one day I'm gonna in
5 years I'll tell my kids that I played a couple of minutes. In 10 years I'll tell my grandkids that I started. In 20 years I'll tell them I won the MVP.
That's a great clip.
It really is. It really is. All right, Big Z. We got about 10 minutes left. We want to go into TCF top 5.
Let's go into it.
All right, guys. Tonight we have the top 5 sports to watch live. So we've also got a couple distinctions. We always get blown up on Twitter about our distinctions because people don't watch the show. So if you know those people, tell them we said we know. So like college basketball is different than NBA basketball. College football is different than NBA football. Like shut up. There's differences. Colleges and NBA is different, but there is no difference between regular season NBA and playoff NBA. So it's just college versus pro, and then all the sports.
Okay.
So, rock, paper, scissors. Damn it. You studied last week because I think you went 3 consecutive rocks last week.
Yeah. Well, no, I just was I just was the one who wrote it out the longest.
Since I'm kicking your ass, I got a bet for you. If you win as many in a row as I have, I won 5 in a row. If you can win 5 in a row, then this is null and void. I'll buy you a case of beer. If you don't win 5 in a row, you got to come work out with me over Christmas break.
We'll make a video.
Yeah, we'll make a video out of it. We'll make some content out of it. But I went a little banana sandwich last night and bought a shitload of stuff on Black Friday for
I'm gonna go full bore with it. Though I'm gonna take the protein, the
pre-workout. I've got BCAAs. We've got testosterone boosters. I mean,
I don't know.
But you have to come work out with me. Cardio, workout. Cardio I do before and after my workout. I lift for an hour and a half, and my cardio usually takes about 30 to 40 minutes. So
if I lose the next
one. If you don't get 5 in a row.
That's tough.
All right, deal.
So my first one trying to get right away from that. My first one, I'm going to say college football. Just because
good choice. I'm not sure you need to take it at first overall.
But I'm just saying it's just a nice Saturday, a lot of college football game. It's the amount, I almost think.
Yeah.
And it's just how fun they can be to watch. Like even college basketball.
Also, don't forget to tell the people because the Final Four is electric stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that is included in your college football pick. The Final Four is the greatest thing to happen to college football.
Yeah, it's you get 2 games out of it, you get 3 games out of it.
Yeah.
And it makes it more exciting. I mean, you think they'll ever expand it?
Yeah, I do think you will see that.
I think at some point
you'll see it.
And the money will be the reason why.
Because if you think about this last week, Alabama played like the Citadel. You'll see that game eliminated where like Florida played Idaho. You'll see that candy-ass game get eliminated, and you'll see one more playoff game get added because they'll go to 8 teams. Yeah. I think that's coming eventually. With my first overall pick, I'm going to take college basketball for the fact that you get NCAA March Madness included in that, and that is the greatest time of the year.
It is
without a doubt. At second, I'm going to take the NFL. I am not the world's biggest NFL fan. I'm the first to admit that, but there is something about the playoff run. The shortened season is big. I think that brings a lot of viewers because they know they're only going to get 16 weeks guaranteed for their team. And then you get the playoffs. The Super Bowl is obviously one of the biggest things. And then you also get, the gambling with it. The gambling side of it is probably the most gambled on sport in America. So I think I'm going to go NFL football.
My number 2 will have to be, let me see, NBA.
Okay.
And like you said, for the thrill of the NBA championship. It's like kind of a longer season in a way. So a lot of like the games at first, it's tough to watch in a way.
Like you said earlier, though. Games
NBA
until
playoffs,
Christmas don't matter.
The only thing that sucks about the NBA playoffs, though, is it's like a 6-month thing. It's like not really.
It starts in March and finishes late June.
It's like the games are so spread out sometimes. It's like goodness gracious. And then
100%.
My number 3 would be baseball.
Okay.
Because like also with the World Series, so exciting. Even though this year was a little bit different. I don't know. Just love some playoff
baseball is nuts. And with that, you taking baseball because of the playoffs. I have to take the NHL. The NHL playoffs is,
respect the game.
The Blackhawks haven't been really involved since 2015, I think.
Remember when it was just one of those things you would just like expect them to win all the time?
Yeah. The NHL playoffs is, even there's
so much fun.
I believe the NHL of all major professional sports has the most upsets than any other professional league, because it's not uncommon to see a 8 seed beat a 1 seed because hockey's such a different game and such a weird game at times. So I think that will be my 3rd pick. My 4th pick. Now this is where it's going to get tough. Do you count Olympic sports? Would that be
you like the Olympics itself or like a sport within
Summer Olympics? Because that's like you kind of watch that as a whole, right?
There's a lot of sports involved inside of that.
So I think that's a candy ass way out.
You can say it if you want.
That's tough.
We're gonna count it.
I don't know. I'm not gonna take it.
You can count it if you want. I don't really care. It's not. It has nothing to do with mine.
How many have you taken? 4?
I'm saying 3.
Do you know what your 4th is?
Yeah.
I'm in a bind here. I don't know. I don't go very deep.
You can say if you want Olympics or whatever.
All right, I'll take the Olympics.
Okay. I'm going to take soccer for the simple fact of the World Cup.
Wrong.
The World Cup.
Boo.
You're getting mad at me for making you had no idea what you wanted to pick. And mine soccer World Cup. You know how many people view the World Cup? It's just like you picked March Madness.
In poor countries.
No.
This is America. We don't respect soccer here.
Whatever. At least I had a pick.
I did too. The Olympics.
Thank you.
I disagree.
You don't like soccer.
Soccer's boring. Soccer's super fun to play. Soccer is boring as shit to watch.
The World Cup is fun to watch.
I did watch the World Cup this year because I kept betting on France. Because
but like I said, it's just like the simple fact of you picked college basketball for the March Madness. You picked soccer for that.
Okay. So I just have one left.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to lose based on this, but I'm going to go lacrosse. College, I don't even know. Yeah, I'll just go with lacrosse.
I'm going to go rugby.
Oh, another good.
You come across a nice Sunday rugby match. Like, it's pretty fun to watch.
The cool ones are when you get in the summer when, like, the USA team is playing the All Blacks from New Zealand, and they're just getting. They played at Soldier Field. It's so bad.
I think.
I hope you feel good. You're in the same company as John O'Brien with the World Cup nonsense.
Thank you. I'll take it. He knows what's good.
World Cup final over double the viewers. Who cares?
It's true, though.
Yeah, in poor countries where they watch it on black and white TVs, it doesn't count.
It's still a view. We
also talked about black and white TVs.
Yeah, what country was it that has like a bunch of white?
The UK. That was my sinker or my floater was black and white TVs. There was a study came out that there was like 7,000 black and white TVs still in existence today.
Yeah,
in the UK alone.
I don't even know last time
maybe TCF should take that research up on our own hands in the United States and find out how many people have black and white TVs in the United States.
We could.
All right, so I really need you guys to vote for me because I would love to see Zach go through.
I feel like this is gonna be a skewed. I think I mean, if I lose, it's just me because
you better hope this vote gets international. Because if it gets international, then you're gonna win with soccer. If it doesn't, you're gonna be working out with me.
It'd be kind of cool if it went international.
That's all we got, right?
Yeah.
We'll throw the picks up on Twitter.
Bears are in first place.
And they're going to lose in the first round of the playoffs. So, excuse me, that was disgusting.
They're going to be in the playoffs,
though. That's where all the black and white TVs have gone. Yes, Pigoy, they are in the UK. So if you need one, you know where to find it. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at BoomyTCF. I've been on fire on Twitter lately. I'm funnier than everybody here at TCF. So make sure you go follow me at BoomyTCF.
That's a false statement.
Follow the main page. Zach has been all this bullshit Bears nonsense. If you want to get a very
to be like tweeting about a team that's like doing well.
No, I was on fire with my Thanksgiving tweets.
I had some Thanksgiving betting tweets.
We missed a real big opportunity here.
My family
top 5. Maybe we'll do this. Listen to our podcast. Podcast will be out Monday morning-ish. The top 5 on the podcast will be top 5 Thanksgiving foods. I'm calling it right now.
Okay.
All right. What's your Twitter handle, Dingle?
At ZLilia_TCF. You can follow. Did you already do the main page?
Typical_Chicago, the Loop _sports. Make sure you follow them. Also, head over to our sponsor, 26shirts.com, if you're still sticking around with us. They have $5 mystery T-shirts. I know our boy E. Goy went out and bought 5 of them today. So
they say they ship same day.
And they're coming from Chicago. So head over to 26shirts.com. If you need some tickets, head over to SeatGeek. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up. And Bulls and Blackhawks tickets are pretty cheap right now, so you'll be able to find them on SeatGeek.
Yeah, if you use the promo code, it'll be even cheaper.
Promo code The Loop Sports, all one word, all capital letters. So head on over. Use our promo
Christmas
code.
Gift from TCF.
From TCF to you.
Have a great weekend. I love you.
Peace.